Zack Chen. Welcome back to this video channel. Now today we're going to talk about two very powerful emotional drivers of many actions and also many outcomes in life. So what are these two very powerful emotional drivers, okay, that determine they have the power to determine your actions and also the outcome of your life? Now the first emotional driver, right, very powerful, is actually pain. Yeah, you heard it right, it's pain. Now pain in our life is a very strong emotional driver for the actions that you do and consequently the outcomes in your life. Now why so, you may ask. Now pain is something that is difficult to grapple with and also uncomfortable to experience, which is the reason why, okay, when someone experiences pain, they can choose to do something about it, alright, or they basically, okay, broadly speaking, okay, what people will do is pain may make them want to take actions, a lot of actions that will remove them, okay, from their pain. They may experience a certain type of pain, okay, and then they will want to take actions that will eliminate the pain, okay, take actions that eliminate the pain. So, and this is the one way of doing it. For example, if a person has the pain of the pain of being despised for their looks, right, that they are plump and then they are obese, alright, so that pain, okay, for the person who wants to avoid experiencing the pain of being criticized for his looks again, the person will do all he can, alright, to take actions, to exercise, to have a healthy diet, to take care of the body such that he can slim down, and then you will avoid this pain of being criticized for his body shape again, alright. So that is taking action to avoid pain. Now there can also be another way of reacting to pain. Some people, when they experience pain, they will not take such an active role, whereby they will instead, okay, they will withdraw away. So facing pain, sometimes people will choose not to do anything, or they will choose to avoid, okay, things that will lead to their pain. So this is more of a passive reaction, okay, instead of an active one. So withdrawing from encounters, withdrawing from activities, withdrawing from people, withdrawing from things, okay, that will lead them to such pain is a passive way of reacting to such pain. Okay, so when you talk about pain, right, it has a power of getting people to take a lot of massive actions, being a very active role to eliminate the pain, or they will also possible for them to take a very passive role of avoiding, steering clear, just being very fearful of encountering such things that cause their pain again. So this is talking about this powerful emotional driver of pain. Now because of the actions or lack of actions, okay, it will lead to a certain kind of outcome in people's life due to pain. Alright, so next we move on to the second emotional driver of a lot of actions and a lot of outcomes in people's life, and this emotion is actually the emotion of pleasure. Okay, pleasure. So pleasure meaning enjoyment, joy, happiness, feeling good. Alright, so pleasure is actually in a big word, alright, generally feeling good about oneself, or feeling good, alright, in general, enjoyment, okay. When somebody actually experiences pleasure, okay, similar to pain, alright, you can take an active approach, alright, or the need for pleasure, the need for pleasure, like enjoyment of luxury or life, living a luxurious life, enjoyment of attention, being popular, and being adored by a lot of people, enjoyment of maybe for ego, right, feeling good, okay, that a lot of people like you, a lot of people praise you, a lot of people envy you, jealous of you. So all these are like positiveness that, or pleasure that one can want to seek, and such emotional driver of pleasure can lead to people taking a lot of actions, working very hard to achieve a certain level of maybe success, or a certain level in of competence in various areas to attract this kind of pleasure. Okay, so and when they do that, all right, they put in a lot of effort and actions to earn that kind of pleasure. It is a very powerful driver for a lot of people. In fact, many successful people, it is not a secret that a lot of them are driven by the need for pleasure. Not pleasure per se, like, but can be, you know, enjoyment in life, that the ability to have a finer quality of life, okay, or ability to have the materialistic aspect of life, money and so on, or just simply pleasure of freedom of time, or pleasure of doing whatever they want. So they will put in a lot of actions, and this is a very active approach to whereby this emotional driver of pleasure will drive people to take a lot of actions to achieve this desired outcome in their life. Right now, some people, for the sake of pleasure, they will have the reverse reaction, okay, which is similar to how we talked about just now about pain. So for them to enjoy pleasure, like maybe pleasure in certain, like for example, they want to have the pleasure of sleeping, you know, they will try all means they can to avoid getting themselves involved, avoid hard work, you know, so that they can enjoy the pleasure of sleeping, lazy, all right, you know, waking up late and such. So such a way of obtaining pleasure is more of a passive way, whereby they're avoiding their responsibilities, they're avoiding their roles, avoiding tasks, avoiding hard work, okay, so that they can enjoy the pleasure, or the temporary pleasure sometimes, okay, or sometimes to just so that they can just enjoy themselves for the sake of themselves, okay. So this is a more passive approach of avoiding, you know, necessary things to be done, so that just so that they can enjoy their own time and whichever whatnot you're talking about, right? So so today you can see that we have just discussed about these two very big emotional drivers that determine a lot of actions that people take in life. Sometimes quite absurd, okay, sometimes quite amazing, right? And because of these two powerful emotional drivers, a lot of actions are determined by these two emotional drivers, and it ultimately determines the outcome in their lives, okay. So I hope that after sharing with you today, it becomes more obvious to you that, you know, sometimes, you know, when you take actions, whether is it a wise one or not so wise one, okay, you can actually link it back to these two emotions of pain or pleasure. So by understanding yourself more in the way you act, and you can actually have more control over the outcome in your life, okay. So I hope that you can make use of this this wisdom in your life, and better your life. Alright, so to enjoy more free and awesome content, feel free to subscribe to this video channel, and be sure to visit myhappyfeet.com, myhappyfeat.com, for more content to help you to lead a happier and more fulfilling life. Here's Zach Chen signing off. Bye bye.